Hello everyone, ladies and gentlemen, this is Manjaro Linux, and based on the title and thumbnail and the length that you see on this video, you know that this is going to be a full in-depth review of this operating system. Now of course I won't be diving deep into every single application and every single feature of the distro, but the things that I think most users will find useful or helpful, I'll be touching on those and just be sliding over the rest of the stuff. Now I'm recording my videos a little bit different right now on Linux because I've been having some issues with OBS. Can't use NVENC with it. It doesn't give me the best looking video when it's done recording. The video kind of has some checkerboard into it when there are extreme animations. So I've tested this one. It's called Easy Screencasts. It's actually a GNOME shell, and I'm going to go in that in a separate video. But I'm recording my screen with this, so you're gonna see this timestamp up here, and based on how I chop this video up, it might change. Now this is Manjaro's main website. This is basically where I downloaded the ISO that I'm using right now, which is the GNOME version. And when you go to their website and you click on download, you see the XFC version here, which this is the first one that I've ever used when I installed Manjaro for the first time earlier this year in 2022. This is the first version of Manjaro that I installed. Of course, you guys know that Plasma is my favorite, and it's called Pavo. It's called Manjaro Pavo, so it's my favorite. I decided not to use this one because I know that I would love it, so I wanted to check something out a little bit different, and I have the GNOME version installed here. So the first thing that we're going to do, as usual, is run through all the applications that it has. There might be some that I'm not quite familiar with, or I don't think it's very useful to the regular user, so I won't be diving too deep into it. But the first one that we have here is Gary, which this is your email client. So basically you can put in your accounts here, and I believe all the emails from the accounts will come up over on this side. I don't know why it's not going through. Okay, there it is. Right, so you put in you're signing with your Google account and so forth. Okay, that's nice. So that's how it comes up, and it seems like it's integrated with the settings that's within the settings option. So that's what that is. Next we have contacts. You can add your contacts by clicking on this plus button, and you can give them a name, give them an email, and give them a phone number, and you can add them, and you'll basically see them populate over here on the left side. As I said, this thing just reminds me very much of some kind of big touchscreen tablet. I think it works best if it would be on a touchscreen device, because the way how these big icons are, it just reminds me of Android's app launcher. So that's what I think. I leave it in the comments below if you let me know what you think about this app launcher. It definitely looks like something that should be used in a touchscreen device like a phone or a touch-enabled laptop or a tablet. Next we have weather, and let's see how this looks. Okay, so it gives us our little weather here, and let's say I want to know the weather that's in Cuba. I don't think it's really specific. Okay, so there it is. It's telling us what's going on in Cuba right now. And let's say if I want to know the weather for somewhere else like Australia. Okay, let's just click on this one, and it's giving us a different weather here. So this is nice. Okay, so next we have our clock here, and if I want to add a clock, I can just put in, let's say I want Bahamas, and it gives us the time for Bahamas currently, separate from our time that we have here. So I guess any country that you want to know the time that it is, the time for, you can do that. Let's see what we have here. Videos. So I believe this basically lists all the videos that are in the videos folder, and that's what it's doing right now because this was the first screencast that I did. So that's nice, and I guess you can just play them like normal. What's in channels, app TV, Euronews, Raya TV. Okay, I'm not sure what those are, but if you're interested in that, you can check it out. Just letting you know. Calculator. Okay, so here's the calculator. We have basic mode here, advanced mode. That gives you your costs in and tans. You have financial here. Okay. Programming is here as well. Okay, this looks a little nicer. I like this one. Although I'm not sure what some of these things are for. I'll leave it in the comments below if you know what any of these things on this calculator is for. I'm clueless. And keyboard. Okay, so I think basically you type in the commands that you want, or you type in the equation here and it really punches it out to you. Okay, so this is very nice. What else do we have here now? Document scanner. Okay, so it's searching for scanners. I don't think it will find any because I don't have any. That's why I have no scanners here, but it's good that it has some form of scanning feature. This, I believe this is your regular settings, right? That looks like the phone settings with Wi-Fi and Bluetooth and so forth. We'll check that out later. System monitor is here as well. And this basically tells you everything that is running. You can sort them by memory to see what the hell is this that's taking up so much memory. 6 gigs. GJS. What is this GJS thing? I don't know what this is, but it's taking up 6 gig. The Gnome shell is here, which is different. And then you have system monitor, which I've just launched. So not too worried about these things. They're probably, a few megabytes in size, so they're not causing much of an issue. But whatever this thing is, it's crazy with the memory. Boxes. Okay, so this is basically what would I say now? I'm not sure if it's Manjaro or Gnome's integration of virtual machine, where you can just click the plus button, and if you want, it will search for the ISO files online and automatically download them, and you can continue with the configuration of the virtual machine from there. I think that is very good. I've never tried OpenSUSE before, neither this Debian one that everybody keeps talking about. I might look at it, and if I don't like it, then I'll probably not do a video on it. So you can actually download and create your virtual machines here without searching for the ISO file yourself. I think that there's a way that you can manually search for it here, and that's it. This is it. And usually you'd have that in your downloads folder or so forth. So that's good. It has an integration of its own virtual machine, and you don't have to try getting VMware or VirtualBox if it's too much for you. Okay, so we have our characters here, and basically I was trying to check to see if you can copy these things and paste them anywhere, and there are multiple of them. It just shows you the recent ones that I was testing. But you have activities here. So let's say I want to copy this Christmas tree. I just click on copy character, and I can paste it there, and voila, there you go. So it's pretty cool. Okay, so I didn't know that this emoji actually has a meaning. It mostly serves to draw attention to something the user wants to highlight, especially in situations that involve drama or interpersonal tension. So I never knew that they actually had a Google definition for this emoji. It's kind of weird, but it's what it is. Help. What this is now. Basically, any issue that you have, you can search for it here. So if you want to know stuff about the display, or if you have issues with the display, I think you can do a search from here. So set screen blanking time, and it gives you the steps here and so forth, and this is nice. So this basically is like a troubleshooting assistant that is built within. So let's say if I'm having issues with my Bluetooth, so it comes up with Bluetooth here, and it basically gives you a lot of different things that you can go through and troubleshoot. This is nice, guys. So this is basically gonna help you. So I really don't think you need much tutorials in order to know stuff that you want to know about this distro. And that help thing looks like it gives you a description of almost every application or default setting that is within it. So that's nice. Screenshot. I like this because you can just hit print screen on your keyboard, and yeah, it does that. It takes that picture. It's a very weird sound. It sounds like a very old camera, but it takes the picture and it saves it directly into pictures. And so you can do a window screenshot or a section. This is nice, and you can just hit print screen to start it. We have cheese here, and okay, so this is the camera. Yeah, this is the camera application. It's not distant. It seems like it has an issue. I'm not sure if it's the driver, if it's a driver issue or something. It has a video option here and burst mode option here. It looks terrible right now. So we're gonna close that out, but they do have a default camera application that's right there. I'm thinking it's drivers or something that needs to be checked on to make sure that that works. Fonts. Okay, so they basically gave us some default fonts, and I wouldn't really recommend using anything in here if you're doing any real creation. I mean, yeah, you can start with some of these, but guys, the fonts have the best fonts. Go to thefonts.com if you want the best fonts. Network configuration. Okay, so this basically tells me the type of connection that I have and when it was last used 2 minutes ago. Okay, so those small subtle details I think are useful depending on your situation. You just might want to know that one little thing, and the operating system can tell you that. Archive manager is here, so you can basically open an archive from wherever and have it extracted. That's good. We all know about that. SSH server. I'm not sure what this is. I think it has something to do with the internet. Won't be going into that too much. And this as well. So all of these three applications, they are network. There's some form of network applications. I'm not exactly sure what this is, Avahi, but as far as I can see, it's not a big issue for us not knowing what these are. Backups. Okay, so I think this is useful because you can basically back up all of your applications to a specific place. Go forward, has your Google Drive, and you can choose Microsoft's Drive or a local server or a network server. So this is very good. You can basically back up your files to a safe place, and it gives you a lot of different options. So I like that. Caffeine. Alright, now this basically is an application that prevents the computer from going to sleep. So if you want the screen to be on, then that's what caffeine would be for. What else do we have here now? Calendar. Okay, this is your regular calendar. It gives you a weekly view, which I never like, and a yearly view, which is not bad. It should have been integrated with a lot more colors, but I think we can find a theme that should change this up to make it look a little bit better. We have chess here. Alright, so we have this game here. It's a chess game. It's a very simple interface. You do have options for, let's see now, appearance, human, game, difficulty. So you do have easy, normal, and hard. If you can play chess, definitely do not use easy or normal because they are just a waste of time. You will not be feeling like you're challenging yourself. So let's go ahead here and see how hard this is, because it's not supposed to be easy. It's supposed to be hard. Okay, so it's doing something, because once it's done that, then it's doing something. It's picking my brain a bit. So this is yeah, this is bad. This is bad. Yeah, this is bad. So it has a hard mode and it's hard. So if you're into chess, this distro comes stock with the game. CMake, my gosh. Okay, so I'm familiar with this being used in a terminal-based environment. So seeing an application here for it now is kind of weird. Maybe for newer users this might be useful, but I mean, I'm just used to this being a terminal-based command, so I'm not sure. Counter-Strike, this is a game that I installed for testing. I haven't played it as yet. I'll update you guys and let you know how that is. dnconfig editor. Okay, don't forget that some options may break applications, so be careful. Yeah, I know. I'm familiar with this being used from the terminal, so it's giving us interfaces for them, and I believe that is very nice. Alright, we have our disk analyzer here, and this basically shows you all the disks that are on your drive, and usually asks for your password if you want to access one of them, and it just goes here and populates everything. I'm not going to be waiting on it. I think it's going to give us a little chart over here. You'll see what's taking up the most space on your drive, but we won't be waiting on that to populate. Disks is basically what shows you the partitions that are on your drive. However, there's another one there also that's called gparted, which, to be honest, and you have to get your password for this one. To be honest, I do prefer gparted over disks because I've had issues. I don't know if it's with the distro that I was using, but I have encountered issues using disks, like it would stuck or it would not complete some of the files or give an error or crash. But gparted has never failed me, so I highly prefer it over disks. And KDE usually has disks and not gparted, and I have to try to get gparted because disks give me issues sometimes. I don't know if it was with the distro that I was using at the time. I'm not sure I remember which one it was, but I have had my issues with disk in the past. Document viewer. So this is just a basic document viewer that you can open a document with. I'm not sure if you can edit it because I don't see anything for editing. Like, I don't see any other options that looks like it can edit, but maybe you'll get other options if you open the document up. I'm not sure. Dynamic wallpaper editor. Okay, so I believe this is something that you can add multiple wallpapers and they show on your desktop in different time intervals. So you'll see pictures here, none on the time. I believe it's the time that either it was skip or the time that it will stay on the screen. I'm not sure, but I think that's what this is for. We have our extensions here, and as I said, this is a Gnome extension which is Easy Screencaster, and this is where it is. I think I'm going to leave the extensions for another video because there's a lot to go through here. I thought I had turned this on, but I'm going to turn it back on because it basically gives me the menu like this. I thought I turned it on, but I guess oh yes, I restarted the computer. Alright, so this has a lot of different extensions in here that came with the distro, and this is the one that I installed. So manual install, built-in, basically self-explanatory. I'm not gonna go too much in here, but these basically change the system up a lot, and you can definitely not, if you don't like how it looks right now, this start thing that with, you know, the big windows and so forth. If you want a little more keyboard and mouse user-friendly interface, you can do this dash the dock, and you can put it down here. It's still gonna look like this, but if you don't want that at all, you can dash the panel, and that's basically gonna have it looking like this. And yeah, most of you guys might like this more if you're a KDE fan. So, but I'm not gonna keep it like this now because we're going through the applications and I've already started on this section. So I'll keep it like this, but I won't put it back where you have to hit the start to get to it. That's very annoying. I don't know why they did that. I think they should just have it like this out of the box, where you can just, it comes like this and you can just hit this and you get to all your applications. So it's very good. Extensions is very good. I think that's a very neat customization feature that Gnome has that I don't see other distros have or other spins have. We have a firewall configuration here, and it requires our password to enter into it. And I turned it on like just recently, so it denies incoming and allows outgoing. Very normal. This is your firewall. Firmware. Alright, so this one, no, I'm not quite sure what this one is. I think it has something to do with your hard drive. The only thing that has to do with Toshiba on my computer is the hard drive, I think. You have fragments here. This, I believe, is a torrent, which is very good. So you don't really have to download a separate torrent download application like uTorrent or BitTorrent. This is good. GNOME Apps and Folder Manager. Not sure what this is. I think you can add a folder here, and you can do, I guess, delete and add. I'm not sure. Save a file. I'm not sure what this is, but it's here. Yeah, as I said, gparted is better than this, so use gparted. gthumb, I believe this is an image viewer, right? So you can view all the images and videos. GTK hash. So this, I'm familiar with this being a terminal command, but it comes up with its own interface here, so this isn't bad. Hardware locality is tuple. I'm not sure what this is for, but what I do know is that it's showing the two CPUs that I have. It's telling you that they're multi-threaded, so one CPU is doing, double the workload, and which I personally think is crap compared to 4 separate CPUs. And this side over here, I think this has something to do with either your graphics card or the wireless card. That's where I see PCI comes in. I'm not sure. It actually tells you about machine 12 gigabytes here, which is the memory at the top here. HP device manager. Now this, I believe, has to do with printers. So at first I actually thought, so it says no installed HP devices. The HP printers are common, very popular, and someone might already have an HP printer and want to use it with this. So they integrated an application that allows you to configure the HP printer, and you know that Linux is plug and play. So if you connect that printer, you might not have to install any drivers, and then you can just start using it with this. So I like that. And you have HP UI scan here, which I believe is another application for HP printers that allows you to scan with the same printer, I believe. I'm not sure. If you have a HP printer, please check this out and let me know. I would appreciate it. We have our famous HTOP here, which basically tells us how much memory is being used and what's been used in it. And we have 4 gigs being used here, which is nice. CPUs are here, which it's telling you 4 threads, and they're all being pulverized by the recording and everything that's going on right now, which is fine. Icon browser, I'm not really sure what this is, but basically when I click on it, it just gives me these icons, emblems, and that's it. And I double click on them, it gives me this destination. It says it's scalable. I'm not sure what this is for. Emotes, you have love faces and so forth, categories. So I don't know what this is for. Looks like it wants to crash though, so it's telling me about waiting for Squid here. So I'm just gonna quit it. Looks like it wants to crash. What we have here is a layout, and this is basically what switches the system up. So if you want to look like that KDE that I was telling you about, the one click will get it to look like that. You can just hit apply. And it's basically going to push things down here and looking like this with the dock on the left here, and this one as well. I personally hate these ones, but I'm going to stick with this one because we have started with it and the applications are lined out kind of nicely on that big touch screen, and we're going through that right now. So let's not change our flow. Logs. Basically your logs are here, all logs for applications, logs for the system. So if you have issues, you can search for the application that you have in the issue with and paste your login. Lollipop. What's this for? Oh, I think this has something to do with music. It says scan disabled missing collection. So I think this is some kind of music player because I'm seeing like albums here and artists and genre. So this is some kind of music player of some form. LSHW. This I know to be. We're not gonna execute it now. Quit. But LSHW is another terminal-based command that has been transformed into an application where you can just click on it and execute it. Main menu. This I believe is to configure the arc menu. So games, it puts all the games here. Graphics, it puts them there just like in KDE. So I think that's for the arc menu and not this thing that we have here. I'm not sure. Oh, the layouts caused it to change back to this. Alright, we'll change it soon. As soon as we run through all the applications, we'll change it back. Manjaro hello. This is the first thing that pops up when you put the bootable media in, or when you put the flash drive in, and it boots up. I think this is the first thing that comes up. I deliberately turned off launch to start because it comes up every time when the system starts. So, and I don't know what this Konos 21.2.6 here is for, because if this is the code name, I thought it would be Pavel because that's what we saw on their homepage, but I'm not sure. I'm really not sure. What else do we have here? And this is Manjaro's log helper. Okay, that's not bad. Okay, so it comes up with this. So this is a log helper. I'm not quite sure what this is. I don't need any assistance with my logs right now. Manjaro notifier settings. Okay, I believe this is for like this. That's what I think this is for, to let you know if updates are coming in and so forth. And yeah, that's important. That's nice to have. And then you have the famous Manjaro settings manager here, which allows you to change like the kernel version and so forth. So we have 5.17 here, which I think I'm gonna upgrade to, and we're running on 550 here. I'm going for either this one or this one. Gonna be changing this one real soon. Alright, 515 old. Alright, what's next? Manjaro user guide. So Manjaro actually has a user guide. Okay, so what's the first thing? When you scroll, can you zoom it out? Okay, that's with control zones. So this is a PDF viewer. This is nice, and it has a user guide. This is not bad. Here, Manjaro, they must be like really hyped about the distro to actually include a user guide in there. Material shell preferences. Okay, so you can. Oh, this is where you change it from dark to light to primary. What's primary? Oh, primary is dark color. Well, I'm not sure if we really want that color. Okay, so you have dark, primary, and light. I do not like the light. I like the dark that it's on right now, so let's keep it like that. Mines. What is this? Oh, this is this another game? Start over. Okay, this is a really weird game, guys. I have no idea what this is. You click the boxes and then what? 1, 1, 2. That gives you 4. What is this for? So what am I supposed to do now? Try and find. Oh, it exploded on me. Oh, it exploded. Okay, I don't know how to play this game, guys. But it has this little game on it, and it's nice that it actually comes with these. We have the NVIDIA X server settings here. Wonderful. This actually has the 510 driver installed. It doesn't work though because I'm using the Wayland session. And the thing is, Manjaro actually comes with both the X11 and the Wayland display manager or display server. I'm currently using the Wayland one now because, as I said, Wayland looks a lot better with my screen. But the X11 one is also there, and it gives you a lot more options here because it talks to the NVIDIA driver a lot better. When I was installing the NVIDIA driver though, I did deliberately do it on X11 and not Wayland because I know that Wayland usually gives a lot of issue when taking drivers, especially NVIDIA drivers. You have OBS Studio, which I installed, only Office, desktop editors. So I think this is your document writer and not just the document viewer. I don't know. Okay, so this is nice because it has a cloud base. It has some form of cloud-based storage. You have spreadsheets, presentations, templates, and documents. You can create a new. It looks very similar to LibreOffice or Microsoft. Actually, this looks very similar to Microsoft document writer, which is Microsoft Word. Hello World. Okay, this is not bad. So you can definitely use this, guys. For you document writers out there, know that looks very much like a Microsoft application, to be honest. What do we have here? Optimus Manager. Now this probably does not have an interface. I installed this while I was over on the X11 desktop and it works very well, but I don't think it's going to work here. Passwords and keys. Okay, so I believe this stores the passwords. I'm not sure how you actually get it to store it though. I think if I dig deeper into this I can figure it out, but we're not gonna touch too much on that right now. Payday, this is a game that I installed. This is basically the only online game that I play. Often, I mean, I may play other games too, but I don't play them very often. So drop a like if you're a Payday viewer or if you're a Payday gamer. Printers. Okay, so they put this here incorporated within the regular settings manager. No printers are found. Some settings must be unlocked before they can be changed. Unlock. Okay. And then you can add a printer. Okay, that's nice. And I believe it will search for the printer that is connected anyhow. So that's good. Qt Assistant, Qt Designer, Qt Linguist, and Qt Bus Viewer. What are these Qt? I don't think they're important to me though, or for most of you guys, unless it has some good use to me. Dialogue with buttons. Dialogue with button buttons. Close. We have a Qt test utility here, a Qt video capture utility, Qt5 settings, and Qt6 settings. There are a lot of Qt stuff here. What is this? Color scheme. Okay, so you have a plethora of different color schemes here. Sand. That doesn't look very nice. You should have given me something that's kind of brown. Okay, cancel that. So a lot of Qt5 settings. And you have a quadro puzzle here. I don't know what this is. Looks like a game. What do you need here? Click to start. Oh, this is your Tetris game. Guys, this is your Tetris. Oh, wow. Wow. Okay, so. Oh wow, guys, this is your Tetris game. What do you think about this, guys? Coming with a Tetris game with sound. Wow, and listen to that chop there. Pretty cool. I think this one can go here. Oh, wait. I gotta put this one here and this one over here. Can it fit? Wow. This is nice, guys. I can play this for hours. But it has a Tetris game and it's fun. This is a fun game. This is one that I know that anyone can play. Yo, that sound when it chops, it's awesome. The bass just, like, I love the bass when you get a cut down. I haven't played that game in like millions of years, but it's fun. Ranger. Let's see what this is. Oh, it's a terminal. Or is it? It's a clickable terminal? It's a... Guys, we have a clickable terminal here. It's in download, so let me go back home. Basically, this is a kit that I downloaded for Blender. Desktop documents. This is a clickable terminal looking file manager. This is nice, guys. Reversi. Let's see if this is another game. Start game. I think dark mode is always good. So we're just checking these out because I want you guys to see how these applications are. At least most of them. I have no idea what... What is this, guys? You can't move there. Oh, so I'm supposed to... What is this? I have no idea what I'm doing here. So this requires you to know what you're doing. And I have no idea, but that's a nice little game there. Software token small. You guys all know Steam. I downloaded this Steam native. I don't know why it has Steam native and Steam runtime. I don't know if Steam native means that only native games are installed here, and runtime is the other one, the regular games that you can that you have to like configure because they are exe files. I'm not quite sure, but every time I install Steam on Linux, I get 2 Steams, or most of the times, and I wasn't really quite sure why, but it wasn't really much of a problem to me. Timeshift. Okay, Timeshift wants my password. Okay, nice. BetterFS, next. Hard drive, next. Oh, this relative device does not have BetterFS partition. I didn't create this thing in BetterFS, or Manjaro isn't installed with BetterFS by default. I mean, most distros have that now, so I'm not sure why it's the case. Okay, so it's rsync then? It's rsync. Okay then, not 100% going to go through that now, but just letting you guys know that I think maybe when I was installing this thing I should have chosen BetterFS from somewhere. I'm not sure, I probably missed it to do. Okay, this is a pretty nice looking to-do list. I like the curve right here that I'm seeing here. I'm just seeing that now on the white background. It tells you about today's tasks, and you can add your tasks, and it gives you the note there. And I believe you just put the note in and that's it. I don't see like you have any title. Toolbox, what this is now. Toolbox, okay, that's nice. It's a terminal. It's terminal based. So you enter a number. Task manager. So you press T. Ooh. Then it asks for the password. What is this doing? It's installing something? One in Mesa Neuro with Multilab. It's a very small file. So let's go ahead and install it and see what happens. Okay, so we have Bash Top. This looks a little bit more intuitive. If you're a long-time Linux user, this might be nice to you. It is nice to me, and I'm not really a long-time Linux user, but this is pretty awesome for me, because I like knowing everything that's going on. And then it gives you this thing that looks like a chart that shows you when the CPUs go up and when the CPU go down. So this is nice to me. It's named BashTop. This is pretty cool. Alright, so let's close it out for now. That toolbox is a pretty cool application, guys. It has some extra stuff in it. I believe that's Touche. I'm not sure if that's how it's pronounced. It's giving us basically gestures here. Yes, gestures. Up gestures and so forth. for the Chromium browser and Firefox and Google Chrome. Not bad. I'm thinking these are, yes, 4-finger. So this is very well integrated for a touchscreen. I've been saying it all along, and it looks like it's just proving itself more and more to me that the developers had users with touch-enabled devices in mind when creating this distro. I like that to a sense. Tweaks is here, and as I said, usually you'd find extensions in tweaks. So they removed the extensions from here and they put it over on they put it into a different application, a totally separate application right here. So usually this wouldn't be here, it would be inside of one of these options over here on the left. So I think because extension has so many options to it and so many extra configurations, they had to take it out of here and put it over there into its separate corner. I'm not sure, but it's not a problem for me. I'm not a heavy GNOME user, but just letting you guys know. So VLC player, I installed this. Web apps, let's see what this is. I'm not sure what this is. Okay, this is a pretty cool setting. I think it's useful, so check it out if you're into that. YAD settings, this was on the last distro that I was checking out. I have no idea what it is, and basically you can set intervals there. I'm not sure why this screen, I'm not sure why it's so small and it has so much extra information hidden, but that's a good thing that you have these so you can, you know, move things up. And that's basically all for the applications there. Alright, so this is GNOME Classic. It's another session, I believe, because it's right beside GNOME, the regular GNOME, which is Wayland, and the GNOME X11. Let me just get rid of that because I would always have to be configuring the displays when I log back in. So this is Manjaro's, I don't know what this is. I don't know if Manjaro is trying to integrate some XFC features in GNOME here with this, but it's here. I don't think I will be using this session any at all because I don't like this. As a matter of fact, when you hit the start key, I don't see anything come up. Okay, so this is what it looks like when you hit the applications menu. It's white. You have places here and it takes you to these kind of places. And this looks fairly fine and normal. It looks like it's not very slow. And it does look like some of the applications have a shadow over them. Yeah, they definitely have a shadow over them, so that's kind of nice. I can definitely see the blender looks 3D-ish right there. So each application have a drop shadow on them, and I kind of do like that. Now, do I like anything else about this? No. I don't like the fact that this is down here. So this is basically the other one that's called GNOME Classic. It's in white. I think you can change that, but I won't be wasting my time changing anything here. I just wanted to show you guys this other part of Manjaro that they implemented inside of GNOME. It's some form of extra desktop interface that you can play around with, but as I said, for this recording I'll be finishing up with X11 and not Wayland. And let me just go ahead and check real quick what's this running on, although it looks definitely like it's X11, so definitely X11. So we're gonna go ahead and end this real soon. Alright, so that's all that I have to say for Manjaro. To be honest, I do like the fact that it gives you more than one desktop environment, so I like that. It still has a few things that it needs to work on though. I don't think it's better than Garuda, to be honest. So in my list of ranking distros right now, Fedora is gonna be at the top, Garuda is next, and then maybe if Manjaro fixes their issue, they might come forth because I love Archcraft. Archcraft is very a very beautiful distro, but I kind of would want to put it in a category by itself because Fedora and Garuda, they're more user friendly, and Archcraft is a little bit user friendly, but it can get a little bit difficult to get certain stuff that you want. So in regards to user friendliness, and we all know that these are more popular distros, Fedora would be the best one for me, and then Garuda comes afterwards. And I'm speaking based on experience because I've used all of these distros now for multiple amount of days, and I've run the same applications on them, and I see how they function. Everything else aside, it's a really good distro. As I said, this GNOME version is polished out really nicely. It has a lot of cool apps that are built into it. It has the drivers that are installed, pre-installed, so you don't have to go running around looking for your drivers. And you just have to install a few other dependencies, depending, I'm not sure, but let me know what you guys think in the comments below. I will be doing some updated videos on the extra features like the GNOME tweaks, because the tweaks are very good. You can really change the system up. And I'm going to check out how well this recording software does, because it's a lot lighter than OBS, and if I'm not going to be doing streaming, then I'll be using it. And I would also want you guys to know about it. If it's giving me better performance or if it's giving me good quality, then I would recommend it and you guys can use it as well. But that's going to be it for this video. I know it was a long one, but thank you very much if you've reached this part of the video. Leave a comment and let me know what you guys think, and being that you've watched the video all through entirely, I would recommend that you subscribe because you obviously love what you're getting here. So thank you very much again for being here, and I will see you guys in the next one. Have a good one.